Officer, listen. I'm not trying to be difficult, but I really, really have to go.
You were going 80 in a sleigh and you blew through a red light. Sit tight.
I can't sit tight. The catecin's starting. If I don't get there in time to see Ben's mustache and those supple little lips of his.
Collins outside Rupp Arena. Jard?
Thanks, Rebecca. I don't even know how to. I was sitting on press row when that last three dropped, and the crowd just exploded. I jumped up, and I just shit my pants. I don't know why. I was so excited I couldn't stop it. I don't have a change of clothes, and it's bad. I can't go to the locker room like this. I can't.
Lights. Boy, oh boy, can I not wait to see my favorite basketball team, the Kentucky Wildcats.
Wildcats up by 2, 7:48 to play. 3 to win it. It's good, and that's the game. Wildcats.
My first podcaster boyfriend, the life-size plush doll that's so chatty.
He smells like coffee and talks too much.
Pull his string and he'll start in on his favorite topic. Mark Pope's been running 5-out sets all season, and it's beautiful.
You do not want to know where the string is.
Big, plush, and full of
Want to be featured in the Catechin intro? On the Sora app, you can use my avatar at the Catechin and make me do whatever you want. And if it's funny, we'll put it in the intro. Have fun, boys.
It's the Catechin, baby.
It's the Catechin. What's the point anymore? You know, I like hanging out with you guys. I like doing the show.
Ashley Judd.
Yeah, no, Ashley Judd's there. Kentucky lost. What's the score? Who cares? A lot to a little. Perhaps one of the worst nights that I can remember in the history of Kentucky basketball. Fellas, I think I know the feeling, but I'll still ask anyway because we're friends.
Bad for me. Not a ton to like there. You know, the big story in the UNC game was this 11-minute period where we didn't score a field goal.
Ran it back.
And so I think we were all ready to see some progress from that point, and we started off the game with like a 9-minute, 59-second, sub 10, but just barely streak with no field goal. So obviously a bunch of offensive issues to deal with, and in some ways defense is better, but that's not a good answer if all they have to do is have two bigs that are competent, and we can only play one at a time, and so they just get a layup every single time down.
Yeah, I feel Sadikin and Madikin.
I got to immediately go to the chat because obviously we're all feeling down, but what we cannot do as a fan base is this. Should have showed John Calipari more respect. Kentucky is worse since Cal left, and BYU has gotten better since Mark Pope left. More than one coach is capable of sucking, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. We can't not like our current girlfriend and then be like, what was actually pretty cool is the girlfriend I had right before this one who sucked and then cheated on me. Like, you can't do that. Like, I'm not going to look back with rose-tinted glasses on the last few years of Cal. Also, there's particular reasons why BYU got better after Pope left that aren't necessarily due to Mark Pope. But I'm not going to tell anybody that they shouldn't be down on Mark Pope tonight of all nights. That was bad. The booing going into halftime was completely warranted and was personally embarrassing as a fan. Not the fact that we were booing, but the camera showing the fans booing was like, oh, this is an all-time bad moment.
That's tough. I mean, I think I would struggle to ever boo my own team. But like I get it. I'm not going to tell you how to fan. I'm not going to tell you that's inappropriate. But man, it sucks sitting there watching ESPN make a big deal out of the booing. I mean that's not a good moment as a fan base.
I think it was a big deal. Like,
well, yeah, right. But it's like it's a big deal that I'd like to kind of not have to confront.
That's not my narrative. That's not my narrative.
Yeah, right.
I'm struggling to find what to talk about because, okay, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Is Kentucky going to fire Mark Pope?
I don't think so.
At this trajectory, I do think so.
The fact that it's not 0% is not, and that's personally disappointing because the three of us, like, we're big Pope guys, and tonight, that kind of game, that's how coaches get fired.
The problem that, okay, I don't think it's like this performance is Mark Pope is going to get fired, right? I think I don't really see how it gets better this year. I don't know. Like, is Mo Diabate that big of a deal that we get our asses handed to us, like basically a home game? And it's not even just the lack of talent, right? Like, I feel like we have the pieces, but they looked like they didn't give a shit.
That's the most disheartening part, right? Yeah, exactly. You can miss the shots, and people still get frustrated about the missed shots.
And boy, did we miss the shots!
Yeah, we fucking missed the shots.
But when it just seems that the team doesn't care, it personally feels disrespectful to me as a fan.
Yep.
And it makes me mad at Pope for not inspire the players, like whatever, blah blah blah. But if they're playing like that, put them on the bench, dude. Like, you got to be able to find 5 guys who actually care.
I think what's most frustrating for me is that, like, I've been frustrated with how we've played in games. I've seen us play bad games before. We did some last year. Ohio State, Ole Miss. But in a lot of those games, it's like, man, we just weren't good. They turned us over a ton. We only had 11 turnovers. Gonzaga had 9. That wasn't the issue. We just couldn't score.
We couldn't finish. There were so many shots that just their guys, Ike would, like, he was money on those, like, ISO post plays. And then
and Huff. I mean, how many times did Huff stand there 4 feet from the basket, just turn around over his shoulder, off the backboard, good every time?
And then them hitting threes at the end of the game just felt like salt in the wound. Like, this is also how we're going to show you how you can do this too. It was
we took 16 more threes than they did and hit 2 fewer.
Yeah,
it's just. I mean, somebody said, why can neither of our bigs do that? Like, yeah, it's unfortunate that they have 2 and that they can kind of play a game that we can't with them both in there, because we certainly can't put both our bigs in at the same time and have success. But they didn't need both in. I mean, they didn't need both of them in there to do it. They just were able to score in a way that neither of our guys can.
I had the question midway through the game of, have these guys ever played basketball before? Because it got to a point, and they started panicking so early that it turned into, you had Aberdeen, particularly Aberdeen, and player Ortega, that were saying, like, okay, we're down right now, I'm going to single-handedly bring us back. It hasn't happened at one point this season, but I'm going to single-handedly make sure Kentucky comes back into this game.
I mean,
he should have went to the league.
Yeah.
The possession that I think most encapsulated how I felt like this game felt was late second half, far out of reach, Gonzaga inbounding the ball, 3 of our guys trying to press a little bit, trip over each other, all 3 on the ground, Gonzaga inbounder and ball handler both just blow by it. We just are in our own way. Our coordination isn't there. The team doesn't move in ways that make sense together. I don't know if it's BG not knowing what's going on or whoever BG is playing with, but like so many times they'll just be running the wrong directions. Or you have that low to Aberdeen, I'm going to kick it to you, but you're going to be running into the paint and I'm going to throw it out of bounds half court. Like there's so much, I don't know if it's lack of communication or what, but it is just so frustrating to see over and over and over again, almost 10 games into the season now, guys not on the same page.
What happened in the Louisville locker room? That seems like where it started falling apart, right? I don't know. It was bad in the Georgetown game too. I mean, the signs were there. The blue and white game was bad.
Hey man, I don't know. Someone was saying that reports this summer were defense is great, and none of us were worried about the offense. And we just kind of assumed here there's a floor to the offense, and if the defense is doing well relative to that floor, then the defense will be fine too. But if this is what the offense looked like, of course the defense looked great. They look like world beaters, number one. I mean,
yeah.
Ended up with Low 1 point, 0 for 5, Jelly 0 points, 0 for 6, Cam 0 points, 0 for 3. Even the guys that did score, Aberdeen 8 points, but was 3 for 12. Jasper 2 for 7.
It's bad. Please get your questions or takes off in the comment section. There are 100 people in here tonight, and that's awesome. I'm sure it's Kentucky fans here to commiserate or fans of other teams coming to clown us. Either way, we welcome both of you. Please like and subscribe to the stream. We're a growing channel trying to take down, let's just say, larger media operations.
I had to change the podcast name, so if you got any ideas,
alternative names, yeah, might have to start looking into that. A lot of comments so far. Thank you everybody for joining. Let's take a look. Blake says, could it possibly be over playing time and or NIL deals? Just a thought. No justifiable reason for what we've seen tonight.
I think, yeah, I mean, maybe. None of the guys have, like, it doesn't seem like we have any leadership on the court. And then also, it seems like I don't think that we have a correlation to who gets the most money, who stays the most on the court. But I do think Mark Pope decides the lineups before the game, and then those are what he does. And that's not working. Analytics is fluid. And part of it is looking with your goddamn eyes at what is happening and reacting to it. And that's not happening.
AFIO says, nothing we can do. I fully believe the rumors now about the team fight, picking sides, ain't the same team that beat Purdue. No doubt. There has to be something that happened.
I also believe the rumors now about Purdue not scouting us.
I do believe that as well.
They're not even like moving the ball the same way that they.
I think I'm going to start some rumors.
That's a good idea. Should we pivot and do that?
Save some narratives. Start some rumors. Somebody's hacking our analytics software.
Oh, we know that for a fact. Yeah. No heart, no fight. We only have a few kids who seem to care. JJ, Moreno, Ortega.
Moreno sucked ass all night, and I don't think that he's got it in him to. I don't think he's got the stamina to play the minutes that he's having to play because BG also sucks. Against high level competition, he didn't have any fight tonight. He caught so many one-handed.
Off the fingertips, out of bounds. Off the fingertips to EK. I mean, just
the off the fingertips directly where it's slipping out of his hands to the other team is a tough look.
It's bad.
And like I didn't feel like he had given up I felt like he was trying. It's just maddening to not be able to get those when your hands are on them. But it's not like BG was better. I mean, it's not like
BG hit a 3.
BG had also, 2 rebounds, 5 points. But he fouled out in 17 minutes.
Because he was trying so hard.
He's making it real hard to even stick with the BG leave bit.
Yeah.
Like, he's making me break kayfabe.
Another thing with Malachi is he can't operate with the ball and facilitate the offense. Like, he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that skill. We turned it over, I think, 3 or 4 times off of that tonight. Also, we're not starting the offense until we're under 20 seconds in the shot clock. Doesn't work ever with the Mark Pope offense.
That's not even how this offense is supposed to work.
No, and it's not. I mean, there were several times where Aberdeen was crossing half court, 21 seconds left in the shot clock. You should have already taken the first shot at that point. Like, that's not how it works.
The issue first and foremost, the issue is roster construction.
Singular.
Yeah.
Roster construction. Like, we don't have another point guard. Like, we all said, like, oh, it can be Aberdeen. It can be. And that was when, of course, none of us thought that Jalen Lowe was going to get injured. But when we lost to Caden Lewis, we all had the thought, like, okay, so we'll just pick up another point guard in the portal. And we never did. We picked up a combo guard who is not a distributor. And
I think Caden leaving was a real issue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess I get that he didn't want to sit behind a potentially returning junior. Yeah. Now likely returning, probably, unless he transfers. But it's just sometimes you need to sit behind somebody and be I mean, if you're gonna sit behind, can you think of a better system than Mark Pope's where you're still going to get 20 minutes? Like,
the thing is,
there isn't a better backup job in the world.
I think that's a logical take. I do not think that's what recruits.
Yes, I get it. I mean, right.
I also, I've switched up. I hate the fact that we still are playing the backups 20 minutes. Like, just keep our best guys out there. I don't even care what the analytics say.
Who are the best guys? I mean, that's the problem on a night like tonight. Who do you want out there for any amount of time? I
40
guess.
minutes to Colin Chandler.
Chandler.
I love him tonight.
Yeah.
What?
Foxy Jane says effort unacceptable, and if Pope won't bench the starters, then he's got to go. Unfortunately, true.
We have Indiana coming to Rupp.
If we lose to Indiana, like, it's already bad, but if we lose to Indiana
in Rupp,
this is how he would get fired. This is how he would get fired. Like, he's following the script of how he'd get fired year 2.
Because I don't
know who he'd hire.
St. John's. Like, I have absolutely no faith in that.
Maybe Rick will throw him a bone.
Maybe Rick will get on his ass before the game.
Yeah. Ugh.
Rick will probably come in halftime of the St. John's game and chew everybody out.
That'd be funny if Rick started coaching our team during that game. Dakota got absolutely smacked in the paint hard. Then this is Erexis. I'm not gonna. So many jokes came on. Wife says awful, just awful. I don't have any other words. My wife also says that, but in a different context.
My wife's boyfriend said the same thing.
Straight guy says, "Where's Raph?" Rehab.
Rehab. Yep. We had to check him in.
We have Dakota also says ESPN makes their living dogging Kentucky. And so does Kentucky. This is just people are just firing off in the com. There's actually so much that would take me forever to get through it. So
yeah, volleyball. Shout out volleyball.
Yeah. Always Addison alone could get him benched.
Yeah.
Did you guys?
there were several times where there was a loose ball that OA watched. And it makes me so mad every time because he's getting like $4 million.
Yeah. He did in the Carolina game too. And I don't know if you saw on Twitter, and I didn't see it, but I do believe it, that they said that Aberdeen didn't hit OA in the corner when OA was open. So OA just stood there, and then after the possession was over, OA just sort of mimed like he was shooting. Which is such a microcosm for what this team feels like right now. And the locker room shot, it is. I don't know what they got to do. Somebody might have to go.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's, I think, a big problem for me. I don't know what the answer is. There isn't an easy, this is how we solve it. Yeah. I mean, you could hit more than 20% of your threes. You could hit more than 26% of your shots from the floor. Free throw shooting was decent. They out-rebounded us, but not by a million. Turnovers weren't terrible. I mean, I don't know.
Kentucky Crackers on a heater in the comments.
Yeah. Jesuits.
What sucks is, for us personally, is that one, we've tied our brand to Mark Pope, but our show is so linked to how fun the team is that I have fun things planned for the show. I have a backlog of shorts to open the show with and ad reads that would be much better in a fun environment. And this isn't fun. It's not even fun to get on the show. And it is fun to get on and yuck it up with the comment section and hang out with you guys. But it's so much better when it's a win. I feel like that's basic. I don't know. It's just, especially for the people of Kentucky, and we all, of course, love the basketball team, but the state of Kentucky. I love the state of Kentucky. And what's unfortunately is that the state doesn't have a lot of things that they can stick their chest out and say, we're Kentucky and we're proud of this. There's bourbon, there's horse racing, and there's the basketball team. And when you take away the basketball team, it's so, it's how people identify themselves in the state. So when the basketball team sucks,
yeah,
it's so soul crushing to Kentucky fans in particular. And people are going to turn on Mark Pope if he doesn't right the ship. They're going to turn on him so quickly.
Well, he knows it too, right?
Yes.
No one
was less surprised about the booing. Yeah, no one was less surprised about getting booed than Mark Pope was.
Yeah.
Someone on Discord had a good, and I mean this would crush him, I think, but a good post-game presser question. You came in here and you said you knew the assignment. What would fan Mark Pope say to Coach Mark Pope? And that's a tough one today. I mean, that's a fan. Mark Pope's probably not neither is Coach Mark Pope, I'm sure, but
he's got to rip his dudes too. There was so much just this move, and it's you took out Malachi or you took out VG because they did some dumb shit. Let them hear it immediately. These are professionals at this point. It's show that you care as well. And we know he cares, but you got to show anger. You can't show sadness. That doesn't work as a leader.
I kind of wish he'd show some anger.
Yeah.
It started getting really old when you would have Cal pull a guy to the side and just start mother effing him. But it doesn't mean you should never mother eff them.
Yeah.
Some of them need some mother effing. Yeah, this is a good call here. Pope's got to call him out in the presser.
Yeah.
Desperate times.
You got to see who wants it, and at this point, you can't rely on whatever your team blue on white scrimmage for analytics from the summer say. Like none of that, all of that shit is out the window, right? You have to say, okay, who's gonna? There's gonna be 5 dudes. They're probably gonna play 35 minutes. It's gonna be the dudes that want to do this, and they're gonna freaking listen about because Aberdeen shouldn't be taking 12 seconds to start the offense. That should never happen. There's no way Mark Pope's telling him to do that. He's telling him something else. But that's what's happening. And it's happening. I mean, it's happened the last 3 games.
Yep. What stinks about it, another thing that stinks about it, is the $22 million narrative around the team.
Oh, that's it. All SEC. Dykes is gonna.
It's all anybody's gonna talk about all year. And the thing is that if you paid, I honestly don't care how much the basketball team costs. It doesn't matter to me. It's not my money. But what you can't do is spend $22 million or whatever it was, because I know there's some multiple year deals in there. But you can't have that headline and then have the team suck ass.
In fact, I want that number to be high. Like I think that's something that I don't know if you should take pride in, but like I want to be the best roster, the most expensive roster every year. Like that's not my complaint, but it is tough and unfortunate that number is out there, that the narrative is there, and now it's not just you aren't living up to our standard, but we're also don't feel like we're getting our money's worth.
Yeah, I feel like we absolutely should be paying the most money. Like this is Kentucky. The big dogs on the corner, where we walk in, it's just like, all right, we're going to be the ones here dropping the bag. Like we're the big brand. And it's really, really bad to have outspent everybody else by a comfortable margin and then just getting absolutely ragdolled out there. And it's not going to help the narratives too, because then anytime that we get close to this amount of spending, it's going to be like, oh, well, you pay them that much money, they're not going to care. And I don't know if it has to do with the money. I think it kind of has to do with the character of the people that you're paying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Well, I think that's something too that, again, baseball without a salary cap. It's something that the teams that do have the highest salaries you may be better if you do it. It certainly doesn't guarantee you wins. And you can pay a lot of money and that not necessarily translate. We're still early in this phase of NIL and maybe haven't learned that lesson in college yet, but it's been tough to watch. That said, I'm not going to give up. I mean, I'm not the kind of guy that's going to turn the game off the TV. I'm going to keep watching. I'm not going to root against us.
This show was fucked. We all just stopped watching and still had to do our show.
Right.
I have another bone to pick with them, and I feel like once the floodgates open of me dooming, it's just going to keep coming. But it's like that scene in Step Brothers where when they're in the job interview and Seth Rogen is telling them, like, the tuxedos, it's ironic, it's funny, like, I get it. And then John C. Reilly like rips ass in the middle of it, and then he's just like, now the tuxedos are a little fucked up. With the scheduling of it either being like a quad 1 or a quad 4 seems cool, but now that we keep losing the quad 1 ones and the only wins we're having don't mean anything, now it seems a little messed up. Like I feel like you should have put some mid teams in there.
Yeah.
My preference is mid teams anyway, just because it really does make a difference on your strength of schedule. It's kind of unfortunate in that, like, if we only played mid teams, even though that's harder to win than what we've been winning, fans still wouldn't give credit because no one has respect for a 200 team versus a 300 team. They're all worse than us and should lose by 1 million no matter what. But it is tough when you have just this dichotomy of, potentially 3 top 10-ish teams and a decent UNC team in there. And in the same way, you don't learn, unless you're very good, you're not going to learn a lot playing against other very good teams, just like you don't learn a lot playing against teams at a much lower level than you.
Yeah. It also, they even out, right? So it's not like we have a strength of schedule that's crazy because we have these hard teams, because we also have these cupcakes. Whereas you could play a few 75 to 100 types and get the same strength of schedule out of it. And I don't know, man. We got to beat Indiana. And there's going to have to be some like major changes. Because, we've seen the same stuff, right? We have seen the same lineup decisions ever since the Louisville game. It's like, this is the same stuff, and it's not working. You can't just change a dude out, apparently, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be something systemic that changes, or we're not going to get any better this year. And if he can't show that he can evolve with what he's got, that's a big problem.
Do you think, I guess it's a two-part question for both of you. Do you think we make the tournament if you had to call it right now? And then 2, if we don't make the tournament, would we fire Pope?
I think we do make the tournament. I think that, like I said, I think that the teams we've played include 3 potentially top 10 teams. Louisville's very good. Michigan State's very good. Gonzaga's very good. And losing to them is awful, but they may just be better than us.
Yeah.
But there's a big gap between there's a big gap between a top 10 team and a bubble team.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll see. Maybe it's going to be great for us that the SEC doesn't appear to be as strong this year as they were last year. I kind of was negative about that because I like having the tough strength schedule. It might really behoove us to have a easier route and win those games.
The team is giving me Archie Goodwin, Nerlens Noel team vibes, where the individual pieces are like, oh, that player is good in a vacuum, but when you put them all together, it's like, this isn't working. I still feel like we make the tournament. Now this could be Cope, but I don't know. We're 10 games into the year. Like, I'm still gonna say sure. Like, maybe let's make the tournament. If we don't, I think you probably have to let him go.
Yeah, I think so. With the amount of investment that he's got,
yeah,
it's just unacceptable. And I do, like, people are like, well, who do you hire? Who do you hire? And it's just like, there's some psycho out there.
Yeah.
That sees what's happening and they're like, oh, I could take that team to the top of the world, right?
We did it with Gillespie. We fired Gillespie, and then we were like, desperate times call for desperate measures. Like, let's go get Calipari because Mitch didn't want to get him the first time. You fire Mark Pope, and it's just like, you got to turn to the dark side again. And then you call up like Will Wade or somebody. It's just like, listen, I'm going to hold my nose and win basketball games.
Well, it won't be Mitch, right? Like, Mitch is going to retire because he doesn't want to be in the public eye when this FBI shit is hitting the fan this summer. And it's going to.
Ugh. But I certainly don't want that to be the case. Like, I really like Pope. I am desperate for it to work out with him.
It's like, he is smart.
Uh-huh.
He has to know, like, there's so much obvious shit that it feels like it's going wrong.
One thing that frustrates me about the narrative is people are like, oh, well, he's showing he can't be the guy. Well, what about last year? Last year, I thought he showed he could be the guy.
Yeah.
So after 2 years, one that is, exceeds expectations, even with some injuries, and one that thus far has dramatically underperformed relative to expectations. Well, which one is it? And maybe your answer as a fan is it doesn't matter if we've established a ceiling or a high outcome and a floor. Well, this floor is unacceptable. It doesn't matter if he can do it. If this is the other end of that, that's not good enough. He's got to go. But
guys, we gotta put Ralph on the hot seat for Kentucky Cracker here. Ralph might need to step it up. Let's see. Here's Kentucky glory days are fading. Like let's relax.
The glory days will never fade because we are a program that can spend $22 million on a roster.
Yeah, like I think didn't we like break the program record for top 10 wins like last year?
Yeah,
in a season.
Right.
Let's relax. What we're not gonna do is like fully acknowledge that this season so far is awful. We're not gonna retcon what happened like even last year.
Yeah.
The other thing that I don't want to hear, and like this is not acceptable to me. Like I'm not happy with how these games have gone.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought last year was pretty good. I had fun. That was what I want out of Kentucky basketball. And there are people that'll sit here and tell me, unacceptable, bad year. This is Kentucky. We hang banners. Last year sucked because we didn't win a title. And then also say that this year sucks already. Well, if your whole position is that the only thing that determines whether a season is good or bad is how it ends, then 10 games in, you can't complain. Yeah. You're the one who decided that we're only going to judge the season based on postseason results. And we're just...
Apparently there's only been 8 seasons that didn't suck in the history of Kentucky basketball.
Right, yeah. And if that's your standard, awesome for you. Why do you like the sport? I'd be miserable if I wasn't happy and then viewed every season where we didn't win a title as a failure.
We got to make the tournament, though, right?
Oh yeah, just wanted to say a quick thanks.
Right. I mean, yes.
Yeah. Making the tournament, not getting embarrassed in the tournament are 2 very important things. And I would say running the SEC is pretty important. Hasn't happened in a long time.
I'll also say running the SEC is a very different task now than it was for the vast majority of the time that I've watched college sports, at least, because for a long time the SEC was just bad. There were, there's a great graphic showing how many ranked teams there were in the SEC at various points over the years. And it used to be like 3. Kentucky, Florida, maybe someone else. Kentucky, Florida, Arkansas. Kentucky, Florida, Alabama snuck in at 25 during one poll during the season. And last season, it was like damn near everybody. Everybody minus probably LSU, South Carolina, maybe one other, So it's a very different task. And I think that not that your standards need to change, but your expectations need to change. And that has no bearing on these last 3 losses or whatever. This is awful. But at the same time, you can't say, oh, we've lost all these games against power conference teams when you're looking at Auburn, Alabama, top 10, Louisville, top 10, Michigan State. Like, yeah, you're going to lose some of those.
Yep. Especially when you're injured.
Right. As we were in, I think, every one of those games.
Yeah. I did see something really interesting in the comment section, and Bri, you're gonna have to expound on this for me, because he said Pope is not the problem, which as a Pope guy, I'm here for that. Like I would like to hear your explanation for it, because he did say Pope has got to grow a pair and tell Mitch to let him coach his team. I really do believe this team was not Mark Pope's choice. I don't know what you mean by that, but I am interested in what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, this is a conspiracy I could fall into quickly, because I like Mark Pope and I don't like Mitch Barnhart.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm also eager to blame Mitch here.
It does sound pretty far-fetched.
Yes, but do give us the talking points on that. I'm very interested. Got Kyle says injuries are part of the game. UNC had injuries. Yeah, I guess not quite to our extent, but That's fair. I mean, no one's excusing away the North Carolina loss. They still went 11 minutes without a field goal. Like that, it's really bad. Like
transitive property. North Carolina also gets rocked by Gonzaga.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
I think my exact wording whenever we did the UNC show was, we were injured, but that isn't an excuse for 10 minutes without a field goal. I mean, I agree. It's to the extent I'm blaming injuries, I'm not saying, oh yeah, give me JQ and all is right in the world.
Jay says, how much do you think we lose to Indiana at St. John's by? I say we lose by 7 to Indiana and 20 to St. John's. Doesn't St. John's low-key stink this year? I thought
That's just I just can't sit there and do that as a fan. Like I don't sit here in advance and say like, man, we're gonna get rocked, and I'm gonna sit here and predict how many points. That's what I do in football. Basketball, me, is very different.
That's the thing.
That's what I used to do. That's what I used to do in football.
Yeah.
New era, baby.
Yeah. I'm as down as anyone about the game tonight. Like I really am. I guess I'm not as down as anyone because some people want to tarmac Mark Pope tonight, and I'm, of course I don't support that. But I still also will fully convince myself that we're going to go 2-0 in those games.
And when we do, I'm predicting to run the SEC, and JQ's going to be back and save our season, and we're going to win 9.
Pope righted the ship if we did that. Like that.
Yeah. You know, maybe that's what this is, right? A chance to really come back. But yeah, the whole like, oh, this reminds me of my '96 team. The way we're so deep, all that kind of stuff. Don't say it anymore. Don't say it anymore, and start the stinkers need to stink on the bench, right? Like, you can't keep playing people because they looked good when you were playing in the craft center or whatever. You know, it doesn't work.
Yeah, Rex says it's legit insane to even talk about firing Pope this year without a scandal of some kind. If he doesn't make the tournament, I don't think it's insane.
I do think that it will be, if we fire him, it'll be really challenging. I mean, who do you turn to? We know how a lot of the other current names will respond because we did this 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, you go get
Brad Stevens.
Make him say no.
Make him say no.
Dan Hurley probably doesn't feel as connected to UConn at this point, right?
But he will crawl to Lexington.
Yeah.
I'm out on Dan Hurley.
Broken glass.
I don't know. I think that you have to go get somebody like Will Stein. Right.
I don't know who that is, but
he's our new football coach.
He's our new football coach.
Oh no, the chat is saying, hold on. Oh goodness, I didn't mean to put that one on there. Someone says Brad Stevens would be fantastic. Yes, he would. He'll also never coach here.
He also hasn't coached in like a decade and a half.
He didn't want to coach the Boston Celtics anymore. So
I think you go get Dusty May, right? You make him say no.
I like that actually. I don't know. It's depressing. Everybody, once again, thank you for joining us tonight. If you have any closing thoughts and want to get off your takes in the comment section, it seems to have calmed down now, and I'll just read from whatever we got down for the rest of the show. Please like and subscribe. Like it is fun hanging out here when there's people watching.
It is more fun when we're winning, but it's kind of cathartic when we're not.
Definitely. But man, it's just I love Pope, man. Yeah, it actually hurts me emotionally when we lose games and I see people say bad stuff about him.
He gets it.
Yeah. It was so good on paper. And then you'll have people like you have weirdos who will take victory laps on their own team. And then like they're like, I root for Kentucky, and then they'll say like, oh, see, I told you when Kentucky loses. And at that point, like you kind of like suck as a person because you've essentially made yourself bulletproof as a sports fan because you get to enjoy the spoils when they win, but when they lose, you get to also take a victory lap. I guess you're not. It makes you a coward, I think.
Yeah, it makes you a big old fat. I don't know what the rules of YouTube are.
And I'm just not like I'm not that kind of fan. I can't. I'd rather win than be right.
Yeah.
I'm also not usually sitting here talking about how we're going to lose. So winning and being right are often the same for me. But
yeah. A lot of good takes coming through here. Who wants to coach here seriously with our fan base and expectations? Very fair.
I agree with that to some extent. Like, this is a great job. I mean, if you're winning here, we are going to support the hell out of you. We'll give you money. We'll pay you well. You'll be a hero. But also, it's tough to win here. I mean, we booed our own coach off the court at halftime today in a neutral site arena that we totally sold out. I mean, that's not everyone's going to do that. And like, it's cool that we care that much, but that's also really, really difficult to,
I just thought
no. We lost the same. We lost. It's just that was worse.
Someone says hire Mark Few's brother, Mark Moore, I believe is his name. This is bad. Thank you, Kentucky Catkin. Too creative and funny for this horrible product. Feel the same way about the state of Kentucky. It stinks. It stinks.
We deserve better.
Whether the basketball team is playing well or not, the catechin will deliver for the people. We'll come through. And you know what? When we get our asses kicked, next, which might come soon, I don't know. I'll still do the funny stuff rather than what I did tonight. Oh well. You guys got any closing thoughts? Because this is it's getting too sad.
Well,
once again ask people to please. I'm desperate. Please like and subscribe to our show.
One more from the chat. Trent Bellamy, 1988. Anyone could come here and coach a $22 million roster. I know somebody who couldn't. Apparently,
we found the one guy.
Apparently, not that difficult to fail with that.
He needs a GM.
Mitch, make it happen.
I got a theory on that. I think what if Pitino, calls it a career after this season at St. John's, and he comes in here and he is the GM for basketball?
A couple things. One, absolutely not. Pitino said this year that he has, before this recruiting cycle, that he's no longer recruiting freshmen. That's not his strategy. He won't do it. Absolutely all portal all the way. I respect that. But he offered 22 freshmen. So it's just not true. Like, I don't know that this is the guy we want leading our freshman recruiting efforts. I think he's one of the greatest of all time in the sport. I have a ton of respect for him. I don't think GM is
all the best coaches of all time are lying scumbags. So
that's true. When he is sleazy,
he's also very old.
He's incredibly old. He looks like too old to be like. It shouldn't be allowed to be doing coaching and also be that old. That's true. I saw Pat Kelsey do that, and I can grab the rim, and I'm 5'10".
I think it's important to also ask Who is it that gives Pat Kelsey uppies so that he can grab the rim?
He grabs the net. He gets a
Come
real
on,
long
climbs up.
Yeah, that's what he does.
I've never seen this phrase before, and I can't believe we had never thought about it. Someone put cope with Pope. Oh, wow.
Dude, that rhymes.
That's sick, dude.
Copium, popium. I wish I had opium.
It's pretty good. Oh, dude. Mitch Barfhart is the problem. We should have about any coach we want.
That's true,
guys. Why doesn't Mitch simply threaten coaches in order for them to come here?
Well, to be fair, Mitch did not cast a net, right? He brought his skittish buddy in who freaked out because he had to get his plane detoured one time and didn't take the job. And then he just hired Mark Pope. And he wasn't going to get Hurley off of back-to-back natties.
No.
But also, he didn't try to go get Will Wade or go get who's that Ole Miss? Chris Beard or get Nate Oates. He didn't even try to get Nate Oates. Or
I saw somebody saying that they wanted Bruce Pearl. How's his team doing this season?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Mitch did not really cast a wide net for sure. The mustaches aren't working. I'm never not going to have a mustache. I have had a mustache for.
I'm with you there, actually.
I will push back on that. Ben's mustache absolutely works.
Yeah, mine isn't really a mustache. I have a really bright light on, so you can't see the rest of my face, but it's pretty dark whenever I don't have this blaring light on.
My mustache does not work, and that's precisely why I grew it.
Your mustache works.
You think so?
It's nice.
I think it's great.
It's westerny.
Nice. Oh, shucks.
My mustache is ass, but I won't ever not have it because I've had it too long. And looking at myself in the mirror without it is weird.
See, here's the thing. I feel like we wrapped up the show, but the comment section is objectively being hilarious tonight. So we also did just kind of look at it. Somebody named Straight Guy asked where Raph was. And I think that's really funny.
My wife?
I think he's an industry plant.
She likes the texture of my mustache.
All right, guys. I think we call it at that. I don't know. I don't like being sad. And it made me sad. And
if I were to guess what's going to happen is Mark Pope's going to pull this miraculous turnaround. JQ's going to come in and become a top 5 pick. And we're going to make it Elite 8 run.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, I like that reality.
It's kind of fun seeing how bad we can get. This is great. I feel like we're attracting the right people. Like the comment section right now is our target audience. Like I feel like we found the right people.
Yeah, we definitely got a different audience this go around. It feels like.
Yeah, not as much of like a Facebook audience.
Right. Yeah. Nobody was asking for the stream.
Yeah. All right,
Not
everybody.
That we don't love our Facebook fans.
Oh yeah, we do love our Facebook fans. In fact, I got to call my Facebook fan dad and grandpa after this to talk them off of a ledge.
You could have told them to watch the show, like and subscribe.
They don't really exist.
How many?
Smash that bell button too. Get notifications.
Yeah. Oh, hey, hype the video if you're watching the stream recording later on. That's a new thing. How many dads across Kentucky tonight do you think were saying that this team would look totally different if we still had Travis Perry?
Some, which is shocking.
Yeah.
That is not what I thought we needed, but I'm sure many
those takes are fine.
I think that's what we have missing.
All right, guys. Well, I think we called it that. We'll see everybody next time. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for joining the Catechin. For Ben, for Caleb, I'm Jared. Go Cats.
Go Cats.